Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. How are you? Okay, so we are now proceeding to the next stage of the sale order entry form development, in which we will focus on the line items displaying of the headers of the sale orders which have already entered. So if you enter a sale order which is already existing, so it should bring the details in here. So let's start from the new order first of all. So just to recap what we have been doing, first we select the salesperson. After selecting the salesperson, this get populated, all the customer names, and again this is you have to choose the customer name, and then you can start entering its order, what the customer wants the first item, for example this, second item is this, for example, and third item is this, and fourth, for example, and as many as these are required. So these are entered. Okay, right. Sorry, got mixed up. Okay, right. So the next is you enter the entries for the quantities. Say 10 items here, 10 items here, 15 items here, 20 items here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Then you enter the discount. For example, you want to give two say $5 here and $2 here. Yeah. So this gets 98. This gets 422 per side. So it's all working fine. The same, it should display this in the case of editing. If you give an order which is already entered, should display it. But before we go to work on it, this process will be required in the editing as well, right? So it is working fine in the case of the new order, right? So why not, since this has to be done in the edit mode as well, so why not bring it out as a separate procedure so that it can be called with a parameter and the same. So that you don't have to write the code related to this activity again and again. Hey, so in both scenario, in the editing of the sale order as well as in the, a new order from the scratch, if you're in, both should follow, should be served by a common procedure for the line item details, right? So for this we have to make a little change. So let's close it and we'll do this. For the moment, just let me check if we press this. So it brings all the data from the sale order detail except the line items, right? So line items have to be done. So we will call a common procedure for editing so that we don't have to write the whole the code which we wrote for the new order. Okay. So let's go back to the Visual Basic, edit yeah, VBA editor, and then we go to the form. In the form, we have this procedure separately, this one, right? So what we do, we go to its code, and we don't want this to go to the row column change. We want to go to the cell change, because when a cell is changed, this event is going to be triggered. So we have stopped this code altogether, which was using. This is the way we temporarily stop the record. Means never execute. When execute it only when 1 is not equal to 1, so it will not be happen. So all this code right from here till its end if, that is, I'm sorry, so until the end of I'm sorry. So we cell change, right? So in this code, so right from here until this ended, right? So we indent it so that we know that it starts from here. So this code, it has been there in the last session, but now it will no longer be required, right? And we will make it here. Okay. It will no longer be executed. And instead of this, we have taken all this to copy to the update line item procedure, a new procedure written. But before doing this, we have to use the FRM as a user form and set it as a me, so that the procedure knows which form you want to refer, right? And then the row number, the element, RW is the row of the grid line which needs to be updated. Okay? So all these, you need only these two things. And then if you press Control down arrow, so this is the procedure we have written, the FRM and the row. When they are passed now, and this is the same code which we have transferred from our previous code to the as a separate entity, as a separate procedure, right? And whenever this activity would be required, we will call this procedure with these parameters, and it will perform the same thing, right? So this is how we have managed it, and we have seen that it is working perfectly. Okay, so later on we can simply remove this part of the code. We don't need anything anymore, right? This was just for the sake in case we want to roll back to the previous code, so we had used it, right? So this part has been copied and pasted into a separate newly created procedure, which should be same as referenced just above it. You see it is this is update this line, and with the form and with the with the row offset, right? So the form and row offset, right? And this is going to be executed, and it is being executed properly. Now, all we need to do is now we can proceed to our element for our change, for our editing. In case we enter, a new, an existing sale order. Yeah. So we go to double click in here, and this is the after update. So after update, then we will this is the initialize of grid, and then it is going to pick all the order line item details, right? And we will write it update underscore line items with the you see the system itself is now guiding you what you need to enter. You need means the form which we have, and you need RW, right? Okay, to pass the parameter. The RW has to be known in here, right? So for this, you have to later on check that which row you are. So this we will do in the next session. That for example, yeah, we will take a loop of all the rows of existing sale order, and each time the row will be incremented by 1. So we will make a loop on it. Okay, so we will say for the moment stop in here, right? And we will perform the thing for the row. Once the row system that will be made by means of a loop. Okay, so this we will show you in the next video. Okay, thank you very much for joining, and I look forward to your continued participation in this, and we are enhancing it gradually, making sure that you understand that what is being done, and we are learning. In previous session, you learned how to make sure that all the sheets have the filter cleared. Because normally when we use some filters and then we forget that it has to be reset again. Okay, so just to avoid any confusion, that the system gets confused with the existing filters and so it is always safe to so for this we use the for and if procedure in the previous session. Yeah, if you go to assign and you go to edit, so this was the for and each go through all the visible sheets and make the auto filter mode disable, or means false, so that all the filters are clear, and then it is going to show you. So this was our previous session in which we showed you, and then in this session we have made a adjustment in the code, so that we a certain part of the code which is going to be repeatedly referred, so this has to be moved as a separate procedure so that we can call it. Okay. I hope you understand it, and look forward to your joining us in the next video. Thank you very much.